I have an army of guards today, and Mikey leads an army of players. We will also have a war with them, in which we will interfere with each other. Ho-ho! That's why the barrier's being removed now, and their first test with the doll begins. Well, that's it. We can start this event. We can notice that they all froze. It's all because the dolls are looking at them, and you can't move, because if they suddenly start moving, they immediately lose. Ho-ho! Now is the time to ask the assistant to give me obstacles and traps. Now, I urgently need the best traps that I have in order for me to set them, and in any case, for someone to get caught.
Here, these are the best traps that we have. With the help of them, we will be able to put quite a lot of players.
Ho-ho! These are pretty good traps, and even now, I really like them. So I have to run as soon as possible and arrange them all in the right order so that they stand very correctly, and that in any case, someone has to go through them, or maybe someone will still get caught. I'm sure that someone will fall into these traps anyway, and with their help, I will definitely be able to reduce the size of his army, which will be a huge plus for me, because my task is to reduce his number so that my guards are much more numerous and we can… It's easy to win. In fact, I probably wouldn't have gone through it myself either, because I've already thrown out quite a lot of traps here, and I'll just say that they're not all simple, and there are even some that are very complex. Ho-ho! You need to clear all the obstacles. So far, I have quite enough time to put up all the obstacles, and in fact, no one can stop me now because the doll does not react to me in any way, and I will not be able to get anything from it in any way. That's why I'm running around in order to put up all the obstacles and for Mike's army to suffer very good losses. And of course, I really hope that there will be very few of them. And in principle, there will also be the next test in which we can safely eliminate them, but so far, I've already done almost everything. I'm finishing up, and soon we'll be watching them go through all these obstacles. That's just the last obstacle I have left, which I'm using now. And in principle, I can go back as soon as possible, namely behind the line where the doll is located, in order to observe how Mikey's army will cope with all these obstacles, because I'm sure that in any case, someone from them will get to these obstacles. It will be a lot of fun. What will happen to them? Ho-ho! And just like that, the tests are continuing now. The doll will turn away and we will see how funny they will all fall for my obstacles that I put in front of them. Well, as I said, my traps in the form of obstacles are very effective because they have already caught one. And I think not only he will fall, but also several. Ho-ho! You can see the fact that he has already lost most of his army, so all my obstacles in the form of traps are completely effective.
Huh? You stopped me from completing this game!
Ho-ho! Of course, I did this so that it would be much more difficult for you, because in fact, we still have to find out right now who is stronger and who is generally better and cooler among us. So that's what I did.
Woohoo! Well, it's okay. You'll realize in the future that you're much weaker anyway, so I'll win you anyway.
Ho-ho! Now we are on a new challenge and we must find a way out of these rooms. Whoever finds it first wins this challenge accordingly.
Woohoo! Well, then we went looking for it, and I'm sure we'll find it faster than you.
Ho-ho! Give me my bow and arrows, and I also allow you to go out and hunt them. We must do everything possible to make them much smaller, and we will win this challenge anyway. So I really hope for you and hope that you will succeed, but for now, I will also go out now, and to look for all of them in order to make his army much smaller. Ho-ho! And so it will be with each member of his team, or rather, the army. And that's why right now, I'm also going out to hunt them, and I'll do my best to make their army much smaller. Because in any case, I need to make his army much smaller in order for me to win. That is, suddenly if the army is bigger than him, then the victory will be 100%. But you also need to be as careful as possible. Suddenly they will burn down our tactics, and I will do the same. But I hope this does not happen, and they will figure it out. Therefore, we will do as I said, especially since I have already instructed all my people that they can safely eliminate anyone they find and meet. Ho-ho! They are very weak. I'm talking about this because they're very weak, but you can see even in these moments when I was trying to eliminate them. But by the way, I'll say a very big plus is that we have weapons and they didn't have them, so they have very little chance of harming us and reducing our army. So, in any case, we are much stronger and we must win. I hope the victory will be ours alone because we have a lot of factors that influence this. It really bothers me to hear some strange sounds from above, as if something is happening there. But I hope these are sounds from the fact that my guards are working there. I hope they are just clearing out all those who are in the ranks of Mikey's army. It can't be after all. They realized that we were all hunting them and wanted to make their numbers much smaller. And in the end, they also decided to drop my guards. Oh my god, I don't believe it. I'll have to get back at him for this. Huh? Maybe that's the case. I still can't believe how they can drop them at all, because they are much stronger and they have weapons, but most likely I can assume that they attacked one in a crowd and took away the weapons, and now they are quietly reducing my army size. I hope they won't be able to eliminate all of mine, otherwise I'm definitely going to lose. But the tests are coming up soon, dancing, so we'll find out who has how many left. They probably have guns now too. Now it will be the end. We will already sum up the results of this test and we will see who has how many people left, and we will move on to the next one, where I hope there will be much fewer of them. And the main thing is that there are more of us.
Woohoo! Well, what did you think that you would get rid of us so easily? But no, we realized that you were hunting us and you had a weapon. You just ambushed one, took away his weapon, and that's it. And eliminated several of yours.
Ho! I'll tell you in advance that you shouldn't
لبنة بريزيدون التركية الأصلية 100% حليب بقري طازج لا تقاوم.
be happy because we have the next test going on, in which I think it won't be as easy for you as you think, and so you'll lose quite a lot of your own. Well, just the same. We got new tests in which now we have also given them a very good trick in order to reduce their numbers. My task will be that now my guard will give me a machine gun with which I can accordingly break any plate that is here. Namely, they are all made of glass. That is, even if you shoot a fake or ordinary one, it will collapse anyway. So as soon as they start to pass, I'll just start shooting at all of them so that the glass slabs themselves break and they fall down. Thereby, I can very easily get rid of a large number of them. But also, what was much easier, I'll do it with a rope to hang in the middle. Ho-ho! If anything, you can help me. Well, I think they will start coming out soon, and therefore I need to get back to my starting position as soon as possible so that I can calmly fire clearly at targets, namely at those targets that I need to. So now I will be in position soon and I will be ready to open fire. At first I'll show you, but then I'll start to scare them. Ho-ho! It seems like I've tested everything, and in principle, I should be fine, and my guards have already told me that they are already approaching this test, so I need to go to my starting position as soon as possible in order to shoot them clearly. Ho-ho! Well, now I can definitely start shooting. I don't expect that I will shoot at them. I'm not interested in it at all. I don't see the point in it, but on the contrary, I shoot just at the very plates that they step on because it's much easier for me to shoot at the plates that don't protrude, because what they will definitely be very surprised about is that all the plates are breaking, not just one, and in fact, it's a lot of fun to watch because at the moment, they are as helpless as possible. They can't really do anything, and they need to pass the test somehow anyway. Ho-ho! But they can't go back, because the rules of this game and this test state that if someone suddenly goes back or is afraid, they will automatically drop out of here. And even more so, look at how few of them are left. My tactics worked and I reduced most of them, and it's actually very cool. Ho-ho! We need to run after them. This was all done so that his army would be greatly reduced because the next test will be a battle. The battle is that we will stand, so to speak, wall to wall, his army against my army, and we will fight against each other until someone has the majority left. In any case, this tactic that has now been applied is very effective because he has lost quite a lot. Ho-ho! And here comes that very battle. All my guards, come on into battle. We must show all our strength and power how cool we are, because in fact they are very weak compared to us. Let me believe you. You can already see that we are much stronger because in fact they have no chance at all, especially since I have a sword with which I eliminate them much faster. And in principle, look at the whole situation. My guards are much stronger, and just like that, Mikey's army is very stupid against all this background, and they can't even do anything to mine because we don't have a single loss yet. And they already have quite a lot of losses. I believe that this particular battle is just such a game. And I do not know what will happen next, because in fact, we will need to find everyone and eliminate them because I saw that everyone had abruptly disappeared somewhere. Oh, obviously we will win. By the way, I was thinking about where everyone disappeared to. I mean, after the battle started, a couple of members of Mikey's team disappeared abruptly because I'm not watching at the moment. So in order for us to finally win, we'll probably have to run through all the tests and see if they're more likely they're just sitting there and they're afraid of us. It's okay. In any case, the victory will be ours alone because we've already been able to eliminate most of them. Now there's only one small thing left that we can easily handle because they're a crowd, they're units, and they don't act like a team at all, and yet we're much better.
I think we shouldn't just let it go, because they did it dishonestly and they had guns. They will come back here for us anyway, so I suggest building very good barriers so that we can fight back and somehow resist him.
Yes, I agree with him, but this is a pretty good idea, which is that building very good defensive lines will be all in order to somehow stop his army, because in fact, at the moment, I can assume that there are quite a lot of them left. Because of my entire army only, I was left literally for a couple more, and in fact, it's pretty much very little. But I think he has a lot, and you actually have a lot, because they can easily attack in a crowd and there's nothing left, which is the factor that I lose. But actually, I don't want to just lose, and in any case, I will give the last fight. I hope this defense that will be arranged now will help me a lot. Just, now I will tell her what and how.
حمل تطبيق أمازون وعيش أحلى أوقاتك. ترجيع واستبدال سهل ومجاني.
رقائق نسكويك طعم رائع شوكو كرانشي.
How my defense will consist. I'll have a very good defense. It's going to be pretty good because I've thought it all out. I already know where they're going to come from. And so before that, I'm going to leave the protection of the main protection, which is spikes and of course traps, with which I can stop most of his army. And then of course fight him, which I really hope and I hope that there will be a moment of surprise, because I believe that they had gone to scrape for now and then eventually come back here anyway, and they would not expect me to build anything here as much as possible. After all, if I were in his place, I would definitely not have expected and would have been very surprised. So in principle, I have at least some chance of winning, and I will not get upset right now. But on the contrary, I will go try to win somehow, although of course I have little chance. Woohoo! Just as you may have just noticed, I broke down some objects here in order to get a tree for myself and make a small fence. It will be a small wall, so to speak, and it will work in such a way that they can be restrained there. Of course, the question may arise, why should I restrain them there? All this is necessary so that while they are trying, go through it and shoot the guns that I will place, I'm just the same. They will also cause quite a lot of very much damage and will just grind them, thereby making his army much smaller and weaker, and my chances of winning will increase. Huh? The protection is already looking very good. Now I'm going to dig a tree in order to finish it so that it's much higher. Otherwise, now they can easily jump over it. So we need to make it bigger so that they stay there a little longer. Well, you're not going to do anything to me just like that. Woohoo!
Uh-oh. He built a pretty good fence here so that they wouldn't just get to him, but I think we're going to try to get through anyway. Of course, I understand that he's still firing at us, but I still think we can get to him and stop him, because if we just stand there, we won't succeed anyway. In fact, I didn't even expect him to think of building at least some kind of protection, and in principle, it looks pretty good. I did my best. Huh?
I'll go with you. You'll just give me the weapon. We'll be as careful as possible, and I hope that we'll be able to get to it.
Just be as careful as possible because he will most likely eliminate you first, and then me. Uh-oh. He also started throwing bombs at us from the head. In fact, he did well. I prepared correctly because he was able to defeat my entire army calmly. And I understand that it's just the two of us, and I understand that it's going to be a battle, and a battle that doesn't matter which one of us wins. I have no way back. Everything is in lava. That is, I can't get through at all. Ho-ho! Well, now we have a one-on-one battle. Just look at how scared he was of me. He's just very worried and afraid of me because they understand that he's much weaker. I suggest you give up and I won't do anything to you. You're just the most important reason for defeat and we'll end it all.
Ah! Yes, everything. Just please don't touch me. I agree and accept my defeat. Yes, you are much stronger. Just please don't touch me.
Ho-ho! You did the right thing by dropping your weapon, and this is an indicator that you lost. You don't have to worry, I honestly won't touch you.